Starvation is a sad, horrible, slow way to go. And I will not let that happen to my family, no matter what. Hey friends, welcome back. I am Jason Salyer, and let's talk about stockpiling, storing some foodstuffs today. Everywhere in the world, civilizations have had a staple crop, a staple food. In Asia, it's typically rice. Here in the South, it was typically corn. And that all of our meals revolved around that one staple food, typically some sort of carbohydrate that's easily grown in the area. And that's no different today as it was, 1,000 years ago. The difference now is that it's so much cheaper and way easier to go buy the stuff than it is to grow it yourself. And that sounds crazy, I know, but getting the equipment, the seeds, the land, all of the things that you need to nourish those plants as they're growing, it adds up and it costs a lot of money. And food is the cheapest, even now with elevated prices of whatever, flour, because of the wars in Ukraine and Russia. It's still cheaper to buy the stuff and stockpile it. It's very easy to go get a 50-pound bag of rice and fill up food grade buckets, seal them in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, and put away years worth of this stuff for when hard times come. Now, are hard times coming? I think so, yes. I think that in the very, very near future, we are going to be hit with some, well, we've already seen shortages on the shelves, but I think in the very near future, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse before it gets better, in my opinion. I don't know. I'm no scientist. I'm no, world economist. Economist? Is that a word? I don't know. Anyway, apparently I'm not a very smart man either. But I know that we can do some things that can help prolong normal life for our families if those shortages should come. I'm not 100% dependent upon the grocery store. And if you're one of those people that relies on the grocery store every week to go get your food and there's nothing really stocked up on your shelves, so many people think that they have this vast, pantry that they think they're going to live off for a year. But when you really look at it and you analyze it, it's only going to last you a very, very short period of time. You should be doing things like having chickens if you have the space to do it, or you can get speaking of chickens, where you can have fresh eggs every day and you can continue to supply the foodstuffs that your family should need. But having staples such as rice and beans and flour or wheat, I should say, stuff that's going to last a really, really long time is just basically like having an insurance policy that's not a scam. A lot of insurances out there are scams and they're just out to get your money and they don't really do much for you. But this insurance policy is one that you can control and you have complete authority over. And there's no deductibles. So there's that. So start stockpiling the rice, the beans, the grains, all of that stuff now that you can, the foods that you can gather from nature, from wild, learn your wild edibles around where you live. Really, really good idea. You can gather that stuff and add it to those staple foods that you've put away. And if you do nothing else, collect those staples and get a lot of it. Meats and things of that nature, people talk about being able to hunt and all that and feed their families. Yeah, that may work for a very, very short period of time, but you're not going to be the only one that has that idea. And then I think the deer population, for example, is going to be decimated. There won't be much edible life on the landscape after a really, really short period of time. And I'm not some doomsday prepper telling you need to put your tinfoil hat on and dig a hole and live in a bunker. I'm not that guy. I'm just saying that for me, here's where my frame of thought comes from. I had a terrible yet amazing experience. I was on a show called Alone the Beast. The show didn't do that great, for various reasons. But the experience was so valuable to me because I learned what I am capable of doing in austere conditions for an extended period of time. I was in the southern Louisiana swamp for a month with nothing, no tools, just basically the clothes on my back, and that's essentially it. And I lost 22 pounds in that short period of time because gathering foodstuffs without any equipment and firearms and stuff is really, really difficult. But that's beside the point. What I learned from it was that I've got about 2 weeks of functional, productive effort before my body starts saying, that's enough of that, and goes into conservation mode where I'm just surviving at that point and not dying. And I'll tell you, and after that 2 weeks, it gets really sad and pathetic. It gets to the point where you can't do anything. You can't reach down and pick up a piece of twig for firewood. It gets to the point where everything you do, just walking for me to the camera, walking that short distance is like a contemplated, pre-thought out mission. I just got to get from here to there, and I wish I was exaggerating that, but I'm not really. Everything was so challenging because just without being able to put that food in your body, you get so lethargic. And it is a sad. Starvation is a sad, horrible, slow way to go, and I will not let that happen to my family, no matter what. I'm not going to let that happen. I know what it feels like, and I cannot imagine seeing my kids go through that. And I won't do it. I'll do anything to make sure that doesn't happen. But I don't want to become the monster that we're all capable of becoming. I don't want to become that. So I'm going to do everything that I can now while I've got the time, I've got the resources. I'm going to do everything that I can now to ensure that we've got the things that we need that will keep my family fed when hard times come. So I really, really want to encourage you guys to do the same. It's not a want to. It's not a hobby. It's not something that I do on the side because I enjoy preparedness. I mean, I do enjoy it, fortunately, but it's something that I need to do. It's what our grandparents did. It's what, if talk to anybody that's still alive that lived through the Great Depression, and they save everything. They save every little thing that they have, and they reuse it and use it over and over and over again. They don't waste anything because they know what hard times are like, and we've forgotten that. These good times that we're living in have created really, really soft men, and it's time for us to get tough again, whether that's on our own time or whether it's forced. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about this. Tell me what you think, or tell me what you're doing to prepare for your family. Tell me what you're doing to make sure that your family's normal life can continue during hard times. And I will see you on the next video.